Hey guys, Sean, LL4D Dummies. I want to give an update on my pre-production Salt Supply S2 kind of modification. So, you see in the previous videos, I had a 5-inch long stainless freak insert in here. I drilled the valve completely. I saw as high as 30 joules. That worked for a couple of magazines, and then the video that I made for you guys, it began farting. So I installed a ball bearing as a temporary restrictor, and I saw as high as 27 joules, which that's pretty good, and the marker fired reliably. I did go and change the bolt spring, and now here's something that I learned. A TIPX bolt spring fit almost perfect in here. And it made it very difficult to reset the valve and the clamshell together because that spring is a whole lot stiffer. I had lots of confidence in it. Came out to the garage, aired her up, farted. And lost a lot of velocity. And I totally blame that on that spring being that heavy, but being that heavy, I thought it would have mitigated the farting, and it didn't. So out came that spring. In is the factory bolt spring again. Only this time I have a 684 freak insert in here that I have cut to length. So that is more factory, a la factory size. And what I want to do is test Grimburg Julv2, which are these guys right here. They're 8 grams against the factory barrel. So I'm gonna shoot this now, and then I'm gonna go inside and disassemble it all again, put the factory barrel back in, and see is the barrel really a worthwhile upgrade. I didn't write any numbers down, but my kind of seat of the pants, because I have test fired this, is that for all the trouble I went through to fit this freak, I mean, not a lot of trouble, but more trouble than many want to invest into, you know, their launcher, that I don't think it was worth it. But I was testing different balls, and I'm going to do it for you guys here. So, fresh 12 gram, Grimburg Julv2, 684 freak. And this is still a drilled valve, and I have the ball bearing installed because obviously we can't have farting. .246. .244. 238. 234. 228. I really gotta stop wasting CO2 gas. I'm just gonna load whatever's in my trap in here, and we're just gonna fire them up quick. We're gonna go with rye balls of the 9.9 gram variety. Hang tight, I'm gonna go switch the barrel. All right, we're back, and that was about 15 minutes elapsed time. I promise you guys, when the real Salt S2 shows up, that I will do a detailed disassembly video because I have this thing down pat now. Pat? Who's Pat? Factory barrel reinstalled. Quick math, 246 feet per second with the Grimburg Julv2 was about 22 joules. And we're we're back with Grimburg Julv2. Fresh CO2 is messing with the barrel worthwhile. Nope. That's a big nope. Oh, got an even better one. I'll talk about this barrel that I made in a second. It's actually doing better with the factory barrel. You know, sometimes they get it right. All seriousness, guys. The barrel that I made, I used a flaring tool to flare it, and it didn't make the greatest seal in here. Now the stainless one did, but it was more hokey pokey and it was not very secure, and I actually had to keep pressing it back in when I was shooting it. So the aluminum version that I had just shot in the beginning of this video was positively engaged in the groove, but it was sloppy. And I tried it. I got an O-ring fitted in there, and I think the flare that I made actually, when the bolt was pressing the round through, is actually where I was losing air pressure. Could it be done better? Yes. The stainless version that I had obviously showed the biggest gains here. We know this, longer barrels add velocity in most cases. This just isn't what I'm trying to do with this. I don't want to make it bigger than it already is. So that factory barrel did pretty good. And arguably, I wouldn't even mess with it. Out of curiosity though, I'm gonna put a fresh CO2 in here. I got 27 joules on the 5-inch on that stainless steel barrel, but I didn't test the factory barrel with this drilled and ball bearinged valve. So let me just go get a new CO2. We'll load up some 9.9s and we'll just double check our work. All right, I thought I'd just show you guys this a little closer up. This was the freak insert I turned into a barrel. So the tape here is just for stabilization, because this insert is a little thinner than the factory salt barrel. You can see the flare I put on the end, and this interlocks with a groove. So what's happening is this barrel kind of slips forward in the groove, but at least it's positively engaged. It wasn't going to slip out like my stainless kind of setup was. But getting an O-ring into the groove with this and trying to squeeze the clamshell together is a feat in itself. I tried to put the O-ring in after by kind of wedging it in, which has limited success. All in all, if you're keeping the marker, the factory length, it's not worth the effort. The factory barrel does pretty good as it is. Although, I mean, my markers, this has been apart a few times now. The barrel's got a little bit of wobble to it, which can easily be fixed. Once I actually show you guys opening this up, there's a groove in here, and you probably just put a little bit of Teflon tape, or even an O-ring might completely eliminate that forever. But in any case, I have 9.9 grams loaded up in here. Fresh CO2. And we'll see what you do. Ball bearing, oh no, I didn't put the ball bearing in. Ball bearing's a must for no farts, currently. Okay. Try it a little bit different. A push instead of a slap. Slap and a tickle. $230. $220. 214. 206. 196. Interesting. Turn of events. Why were those Grimburg Julvs so consistent? Well, they are larger than these riot balls, but yeah, like these riot balls went from 230 down. The Grimburg Julvs kind of hovered in that 240 range pretty consistently. So that might be, this might be a Grimburg Julv kind of marker. But there are some other little things I want to try with this. Mainly, I did find a extra long 1mm drill bit. So when the new one comes, I'm definitely not drilling the restrictor how I did with this. That's a no-go. That's a no-go. But prior to me doing any drilling to that restrictor, there's something I want to try with the end cap. It is a big brass log. Could probably do with less material in there, if you know what I mean. And I'm hoping that the one out of this will fit into my new salt, so I don't have to, that one, I want that one to stay good, if you know what I mean. This one has become a hot mess, but it does prove some things. Save your money, save the time and effort, don't waste it on a barrel. See ya. 3.7 gram riot balls. Second magazine, same CO2.